All right, welcome back to 7 Live. Excuse us, live television, folks. We reestablished contact with Nigam down in Southern California. Are you with me, Hemu?
I'm here. I can hear you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Tell me, what was the first thing that you thought when you heard the details of the Rutgers suicide case?
Actually, I actually thought of two things when I heard about the details, and one was, how could you even possibly think of doing something like that in today's digital world? And I'm pointing specifically to the two individuals who have been alleged to have done this. And the second thing I thought of was, this could have been prevented possibly if more people were aware of the consequences of their actions when they do something in the digital side versus what they do in the physical side. And that is that they can be life-threatening, they can be lifelong, and they can be life-changing. And that was what was more shocking than I think anything else, is that people in today's environment and society are not thinking about that when they're doing something as simple in their mind as posting a video to bother somebody or for whatever reason they're choosing to do it.
Now, if you heard any of the interviews or read any of the quotes from the friends of the young man who actually streamed this video across the net, you know, they say that he just did it as a joke, and if this had been a woman, he would have done the same thing. But a female roommate, he didn't think that there were any serious consequences to it. But we were speaking earlier, and you were saying that the thing that people forget is that they have to act online like they would act in the real world.
Absolutely. You have to say to yourself, if this was going to happen in the real world, would I do it? And vice versa as well. If this was going to happen to me in the real world, would I want it to happen to me? And in this situation, what you're really asking is, do I want something like this to be front page news story of the day, or go to the student lounge and display it for everyone to see? Would you want that to happen? And I can guarantee you, every single student, friend or not friend, would have most likely said, of course I wouldn't want that to happen. That's horrible. And yet, because it was happening online, because they're not understanding the seriousness and the consequences of their actions, his friends right now seem to be saying, well, yeah, it was a joke. Well, you know what? It wasn't a joke. Mm-hmm. There's a kid somewhere in a river right now because of that.
All right, now we have, you know, this horrible case, and then there's a case that's making a lot of news out of Massachusetts. Phoebe Prince, who's a 15-year-old girl who was bullied by her friends and ended up committing suicide as well. So is cyberbullying any worse than regular bullying? We all grew up with bullies, but I don't remember suicides as the result of it.
You know, actually, I think there's two things that have happened in society. One is awareness has gone up around bullying in general, which frankly is a really good thing. Second, when there is cyberbullying, people now actually see the evidence of the bullying itself, which historically they couldn't do it because it would happen in the schoolyard. There would be no videotaping. There would be no posting on a site like YouTube. And what would happen is the kid would come home and tell their mother or their friends, and it would be over. They would go to their bedroom, and they would have the time to react, process it, maybe get stronger from it, and then move on. Now, with the cyberbullying in place, what you have is these digital devices following you into your room. Even behind closed doors in the safe haven of your bedroom, you could have a cell phone on you, an iPad in front of you, you could be watching a YouTube video, all of which are being used to harass or bother you in some fashion.
And so you're open to the whole world, even though your kids are in their room behind closed doors, if they've got those devices, they're exposed to the whole world. Well, we're out of time. I appreciate you being with us. Nigam, thanks for joining us from Los Angeles. Hopefully we won't see too many more of these stories.
Hopefully not, and thanks for having me.
All right.